future, talk radio will actually educate, inspire, and make you think. The future is now. Topics and music that affect your life from Universal Broadcasting Network. Tune in at ubnradio.com.
Steady, are you ready? To life, to reality, to life, to reality.
Hello, ladies and gentlemen. Welcome back to reality. I am your host, catching my breath, running to the studio. I want to welcome you to Back to Reality. I've got two people here joining me in studio. Both of them are twerking it real nice.
Twerking it. Oh, I wasn't twerking.
I was
crumping, actually.
She said that was a side twerk for you. I got a real twerk.
That was like an old wop, you know?
That's an old wop. First of all, our returning champion. She has been here numerous times before and is one of our favorite guests to have on. She is a comedian and brilliant woman and podcast host, which we'll talk about in a little bit. Her name is Zainab Johnson. How's it going, Zainab?
I'm great, Jarrett. Thank you for having me.
So excited to have you here. You're obviously one of my favorite people, so I'm glad that you're here.
Thank
Yeah,
you.
of course. Also, he is a host. You've seen his whole body on television, and he's now doing porn, from what I'm told. He literally just mouthed the words to me. I'll be putting the link on our Facebook page. His name is Jason Carter. How's it going?
Hey, hi guys. Hey, Jarrett. Thank you so much for having me. So, can I too be one of your favorite people?
Of course.
Okay,
great. On your second show.
Second show. Okay.
Exactly.
This is probation?
Exactly.
Okay, got it.
Exactly. So the next time you'll be a returning champion, and
Awesome.
I'll be.
No, but this is the area you want. This is like when you first go to somebody's house and they want to serve you, and then the next time you show up,
You gotta like,
you gotta
you're
get
like,
your own
oh,
stuff.
can I get something? Yeah, you know where the fridge
You
is.
know it's that.
I
Yeah.
can't even like, you know how to get water? What
That's
you
how
want?
I am.
What you want?
Even on the first day, like
Yeah.
you come to my house, the fridge is right over there. Help yourself.
I love it. Also in studio, he's not going to say nothing because Jarvis don't like to talk, but he's our producer. Jarvis, how's it going?
Hey, I'm good.
Good to see you.
Good to see you.
Jarvis got one of them Barry
Right?
White voices.
Right?
Hey, I'm
You see,
good.
I wasn't paying him no mind.
She's like,
She said,
Okay.
oh, how you
Can't get enough for your love, baby.
Coming up tonight on the show, we are talking about Teacher Bay. Teacher Bay. I just love the fact that there's a story with Teacher Bay in the name.
And I love the fact that her name is Teacher Bay. Like,
Teacher Bay.
That's
and
my
I'll tell
favorite
you,
hashtag.
I'll tell you why I love that hashtag so much. Also, why a teen is suing her parents about.
this.
I love this story so much. And then we're gonna give a congratulations to RuPaul and something that was big there. And why are people playing Nelly songs like crazy?
because Nelly be broke and they're trying to get them royalties.
Okay, you gave away. my whole
Oh,
tea.
so sorry. Oh, my bad.
You're not working on being the favorite. I'll tell you
And
that.
I'm wrapped.
And the situationship is back. We're doing a situationship remix, and that's going to be a lot of fun. So I just want to, first, before we get rolling, I want to talk to you guys about what you're doing so people will know who you are and how they can find you. Zainab, tell people where they can find you on social media.
All social media platforms. I'm at Zainab Johnson, that's ZAINAB Johnson. And you can check out my website, which is zainabjohnson.com.
Awesome. And Jason?
I wish I was that easy because I on my social media on Instagram, I'm Jason Carter Official. On Twitter, I am JJC Forever, and you can also go to my website jasonunleashed.com. And yeah.
It's just, my first name is so difficult. I had to keep it consistent
No,
just so
you're
the
smart.
people,
I'm similar in that way. Like I just do it the same everywhere because people want to spell Jarrett every which way that they want to. So I just have it the same everywhere.
I love your Snapchat post where you post every time Starbucks gets your name wrong.
Oh my gosh. And like yesterday, they almost got it right and then changed it at the end. I was like, you got to be kidding me. I can't win.
Do they ever throw a third T on your name like Jarrett?
They have thrown in 2 C's and a C at the end. I was like,
A C.
a C.
And dude, where was this at? Like Chino Hills?
I don't even know where it was, but like the C has actually happened more than once.
Have you ever
Wow.
done the Black Lives Matter thing?
No, what is it?
Where you can tell Starbucks your name is Black Lives Matter and then they have to call it out. Black Lives Matter.
Yes, I've heard about that. I haven't done.
I do that at Which Witch.
I've not done it.
You know how you put the name for the sandwich? I've been
Yeah.
Oprah, Mariah Carey, Ariana Grande, Dr. Dre, and they will call out your name
Yeah.
like Beyonce,
Yeah.
Beyonce, and people are like, is Beyonce here? I'm like, oh, that's my sandwich, sorry.
We used to we would make reservations at restaurants, and I would say, it's gonna be a party of 3, and they'd be like, oh, what is the name? Courtney, Chloe, and Kim. And they would be like, yeah, okay. And like it never worked. Like never before was anyone excited that we were coming. So all right, so it's time for these hot topics. Are y'all ready?
Yes.
Let's do it.
Let's
do
get it. All right, so Y'all, we're in a new studio. We're all
If
learning
that's
each
not the most
other.
ratchet hot topic,
It's always ratchet.
bump, I love it.
You have to
I
know
love
what it
it.
is.
I love it.
So, this first story, I love the idea that a kid is able to sue their parents first and foremost. Mind you, this is not in America, but I think it has implications internationally. So this young lady is suing her parents because they have posted all of these photos of her online, and she's not okay with some of the photos that they've put up. I love this story so much because she's 18 years old. She said that for years her parents have been putting photos up of her. And I've been really wondering how this would work once, like, the Facebook age, which is us, right?
Yeah.
Once all of our kids are old enough to realize, like, the photos that we've put of them online as our profile pictures and as our timeline photos of them in the bathtub, them on the toilet, all that different stuff.
Yeah.
And she said that her parents won't take it down. So she's now literally taking them to court.
I've been talking about this all day, Jarrett. And it's listen, I feel her parents, that generation is not as social media savvy as we are, right?
Right.
So they don't get the ramifications or the consequences of posting certain pictures. They probably thought, oh, this is little bougie. She cute. You know, she's on the toilet.
Let's stop you right there.
You know what I mean?
Her name is Little Bougie.
Well, yeah. Oh, well, I don't know what the girl's name is, but it's in Australia, correct?
Yeah, it's in Austria.
Okay, of course it is, because that would never happen. But and so I feel like the parents are just, you know, they have allegedly 700 followers on Facebook. Mm-hmm. So and
Friends, it's Facebook.
Friends, of course. And so there's probably other baby boomers or non-millennials that are their friends on Facebook. But I do think there's something deeper than this for why this is happening, because she asked the parents to take them down. They refuse. Mm-hmm. Refuse to take these pictures down. So I feel like there's a rift in their relationship, and this is their way of being like, haha, I got you.
I mean,
you know?
we only heard her side of the story.
Right.
Like, there's nothing quoted. Like, the parents haven't responded yet. But I don't know. I disagree. I feel like, you know, the parents are type savvy. Like, that's the equivalent to when you go over, like, when your friends come over your house and your mother be like, do the WAP for it. You know, show the thing you was.
Do it for the gram.
Yeah, like, parents are, you know what I'm saying? Parents are like that. And I think they just said, oh, to social media is a thing, I'm going to just do that on the internet.
So the article says, her lawyer says that if it can be proven that the images have violated her rights to a personal life, then her parents may lose the case. Now, again, this case is happening in Austria. There's a huge coincidence. So we have a caller that is a regular listener to the show who commented on this, and I was like, oh, we have to have you on the show.
Yeah.
Oddly enough, and I did not plan it this way, it only occurred to me about 18 seconds ago, she's actually in Austria.
Oh.
So that's rather random. Faith,
Wow.
are you there?
The universe.
Yes, I'm here, Jarrett.
How's
Good
it-
morning.
Hello, how's it going?
Oh, it's early.
It's like it's yesterday o'clock in the morning there. So
yes, it's Friday morning. It's 9 hours ahead.
yes.
tomorrow.
Well, thank you so much for joining us, and I think it's amazing that you're in Austria and we're talking about the story that's happening there. So what do you think as a mom? You have how old is your son?
He's a little over 2 years old.
And you don't like posting a ton of photos of him online. Talk to me about that.
No, there's actually only a couple of photos floating around online.
Okay. So
Just-
what's your thought process there?
He's not old enough to give consent, so I do not want to post photos of him when he is not able to tell me that he's okay with posting photos.
So at what point do you decide, like, he gets it enough? Or, I mean, is that a long way away?
When he's 12 or 13 and maybe he's developing his own social media persona.
Interesting. Okay. I see
Listen,
both the
I'm
light
gonna be a
bulbs.
terrible mother.
I know. No, I love my son and I really, really want to post all of his photos because he's so cute and he does all these really cute things. But unfortunately, as a kind of a not paranoid parent, and I do love seeing images of other parents' children, I do believe that maybe we put too much personal information about our children online.
We overshare.
Absolutely.
Oversharing, street names, where we're at. And
Yeah,
unfortunately, you have, if I like a friend's image, my other friends can see that image, and their friends of a friend can possibly see that image. So I always worry about, possible online predators.
So go ahead,
I just
Zainab.
don't want to take it too far. Like, the thing, I don't have any problem with you feeling like, oh, like, you just as, like, the time we're oversharers. But I just feel like kids don't get consent. at 2, at 3, at 13, because I feel like then it can spill into other things. Like,
I agree.
mommy, I don't want to go to school today. I didn't give you permission to sign me up for it. And it's like, no. Sit your little
Things like
behind down.
school
What
are definitely, I'm the parent.
Exactly.
So
My friend Michael, we've had a long-standing joke about like consent and like children's participation and things. He was
Yeah.
like, I don't believe kids have a voice until they can pay taxes. Like they don't have a right to nothing until they can pay taxes.
I do think, though, I mean, she said something that was really powerful because I have a 6-year-old nephew and he's my twin brother's son. And by no means ever am I allowed to post any of our pictures when I go visit on social media because my brother is afraid. Your children are the most sacred part of your life, right? So, and as you said, as a parent, it's your job to protect your children from whatever you can because, in life, there's certain things you can't. But things like social media and what you expose out there and put out there in the world, you can. But I feel like in the story, though, and again, I stand by this. There's something else going on because the pictures that they have of her online are not. They're cute. She's a little girl.
Yeah.
And this girl's 18 years old, so she's at that age where everything's embarrassing. When I was 18 years old, everything was an issue.
Yeah.
Like I'm skinny, I have acne. Oh my god,
Yeah.
don't look at me. So it's just really weird. And also, where is she getting the coins to hire this lawyer?
Well, that's what I was thinking about.
I don't even think that that's necessary. I think it's one of those cases that changes precedence.
Exactly.
You know what I'm saying? And because I even looked at the number, it was like 45,000. Was it pounds or was it?
I think it's probably. You could actually answer this, Faith. What is the money that y'all use there?
It's like $100,000.
we use euros.
Euros, okay.
So it was only 45,000 euros, and that's not a lot of money at all.
Yes, well, kind of.
What does that translate to in American dollars?
70,000.
I think the euro is stronger than the dollar, so I think it's a little over $1.30 or something.
Yeah, like $70,000, like that.
Okay.
I mean,
But
in terms of civil suits,
Sure.
that's just not a lot of
Right.
money.
Well,
Right.
I mean, she probably wasn't going to get $9 million. She wasn't going to get like a Fox News suit. but
Yeah, she's like
She wasn't going to get the Gretchen Carlson settlement.
too.
Yeah.
Or the Tamar Braxton suit. But yeah, shade. But for real, like I want to know. You said there's two sides to every story, and there's the truth, right? Yes, Usher Raymond.
Yeah.
So I wonder what is really going on with that because people around the world are talking about this story.
Yeah.
Heidi commented online saying the consent thing is really hard for me. My kid loves getting his picture taken, but he doesn't understand the implication of me putting it on Facebook. Quote, except that now grandma can see. I believe her son Kai is like 4 years old. She says, on the other hand, I'm so proud of my child and he's the best part of my day and it's hard to not share that. I've tried to be limited in what I post, but even that, I wonder if it's too much. So like Heidi posts a lot of photos and videos of like her son learning the alphabet and like being able to like identify words and all kinds of cool stuff like that because she's really proud. And so I feel like, I guess I could see that maybe he wouldn't like that at some point, but I always think about being president. I don't know why. It's just how I think. And I think to myself, at what point do the photos that your parents posted of you turn up like in a presidential election or like, or affect you like in real life? Like
Sure.
you're going out for a job realistically,
Well,
or,
Well,
But-
go ahead.
I don't know. I completely agree with you in terms of there being something else, because I do think, if a child, let's say I can post whatever I want about my kid, right? And then at 13, my kid comes to me and says, you know what, Mom, I've had enough of this. Can you, I have my own actual following on social media
Right.
and I want to be able to control
own
what I put out
identity.
there, my own identity. And so at that point as a parent, I probably say, you're absolutely right. Do you?
Right.
So I do think that
but
there's
then do you
something else
delete
there.
them? Do you delete all the old photos?
Sure. Sure. I mean, I don't think that my friends would be my kids' friends, But
Let's hope not.
maybe I'd make. There's so many security functions on Facebook where you can make it so only grandma can see this picture.
Yeah.
I don't have my face doesn't. I mean, my post doesn't have to be private, but only grandma can see this picture. But I just don't believe that parents are posting pictures of their children that could somehow compromise their presidential election.
Right.
40 years from now. Do you get what I'm saying?
I got you.
The parents are posting things that they're proud of,
Sure.
things that they can stomach. So your parents, if you're concerned of like you smoking weed, getting out there, that's not something that your parents are proud of.
Exactly.
You know,
that makes
like-
you hit the nail right on the head. And also,
Actually,
Well, I mean, who's the parent?
actually, no. Let me play devil's advocate. Sorry, Jason.
it's okay.
We live in a time right now where people are like really amped about weed, and so like
They're
they're
here.
You know what I'm saying? Like, what if the photo is of like a young person doing something that is not always legal in every state. Or I'm playing devil's advocate because I don't really
Michael
know how I feel
Phelps,
in this one.
hello, he's an
Yeah.
Olympic gold medalist and was like busted for smoking pot at a party, and he's still celebrated. And
Yeah, he's
no,
still,
weed.
President Obama.
Yeah,
is
weed
a
is
known
weed
weed
is actually
smoker.
becoming.
I get it.
Weed's becoming
asking.
such a cool thing to do because it's medicinal. Call me Colorado, you could be at a McDonald's and smoke weed if you
Yeah.
want.
Mm-hmm.
But what you're saying about president and things getting out and
Yeah.
pictures and stuff
I'm
like that.
just saying parents aren't posting things that
To
are
hurt their
taboo
children.
and no. Even if you think it's embarrassing, because you're in a bathtub and we see your butt, that's not going to make us not vote for you
Right.
as a presidential
Or you
nominee.
don't get a job.
I
or whatever.
mean-
Yeah, no. As a baby, like how can you even prove that's me? What? Huh? Like no.
That wasn't me.
you know what?
Right.
That ain't my
It
Audi.
wasn't me. Right, that ain't my Audi. Okay, wait. So this is adjacent, and Faith, you can chime in here if you want to. So when you guys, I asked you guys if you would delete all of the photos if the kid asked you to not post photos of them anymore. Do you, when you break up with someone, do you delete all the photos of them from your social media?
No, because so being in the public eye, I'm very we're as on camera talent as
I don't
personalities.
know if I've ever seen.
You have not. You probably on my
I saw him
Instagram.
on the show.
Right. And on my Instagram, you've probably seen my husband maybe twice, but only because mofos are thirsty. But no, seriously, shade. Again, so shady, Ray-Ban. But no, I think that we're taught to be very, very, very careful of what we put out there because as talent, the first thing buyers of talents do when they want to hire you is Google you.
Yeah.
And Google, so let's say I'm in my underwear on a TV show and I'm also a host. The first thing that comes up when you Google me is me in underwear. But
Right.
that's just this much of who I am.
Yeah.
But people can't see past that. So as talent, we're always taught to be careful of what we put out there. But to answer your question, Jarrett, if I was in a relationship with someone and we broke up, no, I wouldn't delete the pictures because it's like that was part of my journey as well. You know?
No, it depends on the breakup. Come on, I ain't trying to have my social media.
I've been in that situation, and the breakup was not favorable at all. But I thought, I guess I didn't hold on to any
Zainab ain't
resentment.
having none of it. What do you think?
I get your vision board, like where I've been is because where I'm at now. I get it, but no, I'm not.
You ain't the one you're here for
No, depending on if we still are
amicable and
yes,
friends.
and all of that, then yeah, live off my social media. Go ahead, stay there. But no, you did me dirty. I'm
Yeah.
not trying to have no parts of you on the.
I don't know why I love the way you say. If you did me dirty,
because you know what it is. I think what's so great about social media is it's the thing that we get to control.
Well,
Right?
to a degree.
yeah.
To a degree.
It's what you're putting out, though.
Yeah, it's
right.
what you're putting out, and on it depends on the scale that you're on, right?
Right.
In terms of your control of
Sure.
it, right? And so I can say whether you get to stay on my social media. Like let's say let's say I'm in a relationship and I'm a public figure, and so just publicly, without me ever putting it on my social media, the photos are out there,
Right.
Because other people have taken them.
Sure.
I can't control that.
Yeah.
Right.
But at Zainab Johnson on Snapchat,
You ain't
Facebook,
seen
Twitter,
Nan,
and yeah, I can control
You're
that.
like, oh, you dead to me.
Yeah.
Delete.
Right.
Click. But have you ever
Delete,
deleted so many
delete.
pictures to where Instagram tells you to stop? They're like, you can try again in a
No.
minute. Oh, I went on a cleanse a
I
couple
didn't.
months ago. I had uploaded at least 1,000 pictures in my Instagram career, right?
Yeah.
I'm down to 300 and something. I got rid of a picture.
Wow.
Just because I felt like it's a lot of stuff when you first get on social media and you start posting stuff. Like, why am I
Yeah.
I feel like everything you put out there, every image you put out there should say something, should have a purpose, should be telling a story, especially through pictures and Instagram. I mean, Snapchat, I don't even snap. But so I deleted so many things, and it's just like people use social media as passive aggressively to be like, oh, I got you. Like, let me unfriend you on Facebook or do a
Yeah,
Facebook status
they
says
do.
like on to the next. It's just really weird.
So, Faith, before we let you go, do you believe in deleting all the photos of an ex?
Of course. Delete.
She said, of course, like no brainer. Faith, thank you so much for joining
Thank
us. I
you,
appreciate
Faith.
it.
Thank you, Faith.
Thank you.
I will say-
Auf Wiedersehen.
Auf Wiedersehen. Oh,
Auf
that was
Wiedersehen.
very Project Runway.
Hi.
I will say that I actually don't practice that. I don't practice deleting the photos. Now, mind you, I've had one really terrible breakup, and I've had one that was just really devastating. But like, I also don't put a lot of my the person that I'm
What's
dating.
the difference between terrible and devastating?
So
Just so I know.
terrible was like it was a really ugly breakup.
Okay.
Like it was to where I had to block your information and all those kinds of
Okay.
things. A devastating breakup was like I was blindsided by it, and
Okay,
I
gotcha.
had a really difficult time
Gotcha.
afterward.
Was this recently?
I don't appreciate your tone. No, I actually they are 1 and 2 years ago.
That's recent.
Yeah. So like, but like, I also don't put the people that I'm dating really
That's what
on
I
my
was gonna
profile
say.
very much.
Yeah, that's what I was gonna say. I'm not a sharer in that way.
The other thing is though, like I use my social media, namely my Instagram, as like a diary because I've never been able to really keep a diary.
Yeah.
So it's a good way for me to like keep all of the stuff, and like when I go back through it, I'm like, oh, I forgot about that.
Yeah.
Oh,
The only thing with social media I don't like is when people tell you how to use your social media. I can't stand when people are like, oh, you have too many selfies or too many of this. Well, it's like, first of all, don't follow me. Second of all,
Unfollow me,
Absolutely.
yes.
I won't miss you. Like
Right.
guaranteed, like on Facebook. Oh, I unfollowed you on Facebook. Well, if you look at the friend requests, there's 100 other people that were waiting in line. Boo.
Yeah.
You're good. But I mean, social media, I think social media.
Get into him, right? Okay.
No,
He's
I
like,
mean,
do you know how much of a hit I am?
touch all
He
this
said
skin,
you
honey.
can kiss the blackest part of my ass. if you
Where
want
the
to."
sun never shines.
That is hilarious. I love the room I'm in. Touch all of this skin, honey.
All of the skin.
I can't
I have
stand
an
it.
overgrown orangutan.
Yes. All right. So I can't even touch that right now. We'll get to RuPaul in a moment. But this other story that I'm like thoroughly loving is in Time Magazine. And it says, the headline is Nelly fans unite to hashtag save Nelly by streaming Hot in Here.
Nelly Furtado? Oh.
Hot in.
Not Nelly Furtado.
So hot in here.
So hot in her.
But you know what? The thing about Nelly is this. Okay, remember, doom, 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 hot-ish, ooh, we going down. He was the man in 2000.
Well,
Coins.
apparently he's not the man anymore because he owes like $2.5 million in taxes or something like that.
How is that possible?
But you guys don't remember when he was
Yo.
dating Ashanti.
Yeah, and she took all
And
his
he
money.
No.
And he had that reality
No.
show, and his daughter
No.
lived in the house.
No.
Ooh,
No.
ooh, she said no. That's not the fact I was
No.
talking about.
Although I did hear that his reality show like painted him in a very positive
absolutely
light.
did.
But before that, Ashanti was in the news saying that he was fronting only like he had took a bunch of money from her. You guys
Oh, I
don't
didn't know
remember?
this. I don't really follow a lot of
Are
Okay.
you on Black Twitter?
But no,
I mean-
no on the shade
am
room
on Black
Shade Room.
Twitter.
Here's the thing. I don't get like Lauryn Hill, Wesley Snipes, Faith Evans, even Mary J. Blige, the queen of hip hop soul, is in trouble for tax problems.
Yeah.
I don't get it. Missy Elliott did an article. I think it was in Vibe magazine where she said my mama took my money and paid my taxes for me.
Yeah.
She said Melissa, that's her real name. It's
Mm-hmm.
time for you to pay your taxes. What you make millions of dollars.
There's
I mean,
no reason for this to be happening. There's just
exactly.
none.
Look, I mean, I'm a poor black man in Los Angeles right now, and I still
Yeah.
find time to pay my taxes. They have millions of dollars, and then Nelly fans unite. Like, what is it, Power Rangers?
And you have like a staff, right? You have like an accountant, and that person probably has an assistant.
But I think you guys are just mistaken. Like just because you have success and get money does not equate to you have
Paying your
financial
taxes.
education.
this
Right,
is
that's
real.
true.
And I
This
think
is
that
real.
all I just think that one of the predispositions of the African American is the
Careful.
Tiptoe. No, I'm kidding.
is the lack of education when it comes
Some
to
money.
wealth.
Financial literacy.
Yeah.
You know, I will
Sure.
say this,
You know,
Z, that
so-
it wasn't until I got into my 30s that I actually cleaned up my credit. And I mean, because when we were younger, you get credit card after credit card, Target, Macy's, you know, and then you charge up. You're like, oh, you don't understand the ramifications.
Yeah.
You don't understand the consequences you have of not paying your bills.
So,
and you
what-
ever? But wait, I'm sorry, Jarrett.
Go ahead.
I'm so sorry. You ever like have money and you know you could pay, and it's something about it you
I
just
was
don't
just
wanna
about
pay?
to
Yo,
say.
you're like, nah,
so,
I worked
Make
hard
your
for
way.
this.
Yeah,
Exactly.
like,
So
I
okay,
got it,
I'm realizing
AT&T,
I'm realizing I didn't give all the context for this story before I answered that question because I was literally about to say that. So for those of you that don't know this story, fans have now taken to Twitter and are using the hashtag Save Nelly, and they are streaming his songs on the different streaming services
To get
I think
Spotify and all
for royalties.
that to make him money. They've done some math and they say they would literally have to play these songs about 400 million times to
million
pay back that money. That's a lot of streaming.
What is the debt? What is he? What
I
does
think
he
it's like
owe?
$2.5 million.
Shut up.
But what whoever put this scheme together doesn't understand is the money he makes off of that he'll owe taxes.
He'll owe taxes on
too.
that.
Like, come on, people.
This is very Lauryn
Wake
Hill.
up.
Very Lauryn
Lauryn
Hill.
Hill.
See,
I'm
look.
going on my angry tour.
Dude, she
Yeah.
is that. You know what? This sidebar about Lauryn Hill. What a tragedy. I mean, like,
Oh, no.
Oh, and here's why.
I did not see that coming.
Because Lauryn Hill, Miseducation Lauryn Hill came out August 27th of 1998. One of the best albums in life, right?
Listen.
She was poised to be the not even new era. She could have been queen of neo soul. You know what I mean?
Mm-hmm.
And then circa 2002, she comes back, shaves her head, goes on MTV Unplugged, and just sings about God knows what. And you're like, Lauren, what happened to you? Like,
No, I got to stop
See-
you.
see-
And I drove to San Diego and was in traffic for 5 hours and unplugged.
When?
Was the only thing that got me through.
When?
Really?
Like a month and a half ago.
Okay, see, I've said this on the show before. Like, I live for Lauryn Hill. I think Miseducation of Lauryn Hill was one of the best albums that
Perfection.
was
It
ever
is,
put
it
out.
is.
However,
comma.
you do not get legendary status off of the merits of one album, number one.
Ooh.
And number two, you go and do an unplugged album and you ain't sang none of the songs that I know.
Jarrett,
I'm salty.
across the table handshake. Yes,
salty.
so
Wait,
amazing.
Who did an unplugged album? And see, I never
Her.
watched any.
She did, she
Yeah,
did.
no, I know. But who on the show Unplugged
Oh,
on
yeah.
MTV? Did anybody sing their actual
Yeah,
song?
Yeah,
the
Maxwell-
the whole point of Unplugged was always to do like
Acoustic
to do
versions.
your album acoustically.
okay.
Maxwell.
I know LL
Jay-Z,
Cool J had one. like-
Babyface,
Okay.
Mariah Carey. The list goes on.
But notice,
Yes.
ain't nobody ever talking about those Unplugged albums.
Actually,
They only talking- no,
Mariah Carey,
no.
come on.
Ain't
Mariah Carey.
nobody talking about no Mariah Carey Unplugged album.
I love the moments when I catch your New York accent. Ain't nobody talking
No,
about them
okay,
Unplugged albums.
So no one's ever talking about Lauryn Hill's Unplugged. I mean,
No one's ever talking about loving it.
Yeah,
No
it was
shade.
too-
Except you in San Diego.
and that 5-hour drive that got you
Make the
through it.
traffic.
I mean, I'm just saying. I ain't.
I was talking back to it.
I would have. That would have been the last thing I would have thrown on.
I was
traffic.
talking
I was
back.
talking back
I'm
to
actually
it.
every time I see it like in like Lauryn Hill discography, mind you, it's not very long. I'm always salty. Like why? Because like I'm a person that loves like a live recording
Yeah.
and like, can you imagine Miseducation of Lauryn Hill
Live?
Like, live?
Everything.
Yeah, I can.
What? What?
But I mean, maybe there was a reason for that. Like every time she tours, she can't do the Miseducation. She can't do the music as it is. Have
Right.
you ever been to a Lauryn Hill show?
No,
lately?
because I heard she don't show up.
Ooh.
Or she show up yesterday or tomorrow or
she
some
shows
shit.
up late. She
She's on the
does.
Mariah Carey 9 hours late. Back to Nelly though. I wish Nelly
Oh,
all
right,
the
we're
best.
talking about
and
Nelly.
See, look, Nelly. The thing about Nelly. Nelly had some hits. Hot in Here. He had Dilemma with Kelly Rowland.
Right.
Off the same album.
But I mean, that was like on his decline. Like he
No.
tried to come back with the Kelly Rowland.
no, Nelly. But that got him a Grammy. Nelly Bill was his biggest album. Nelly Bill was bigger than Country Grammar.
Was it?
Yeah. 2002 was a great year
I'ma
for
ask
music.
Vanna White.
No, 2 years of great music. But I mean, again, I
Did
don't.
anybody catch what I just did? Did
You-
no one catch
you
the
gonna
Vanna
ask
White
Vanna White?
reference?
I did.
Okay, I just thought
We
that was
didn't give you
really
credit.
good, and nobody gave me anything for it. That's fine, whatever. Go on, Jason, as you were.
But I mean, I just don't get it. Like, pay your taxes if you have the coins. But
I agree.
I feel you on. You get a little coin. You're like, I gotta pay the credit card bill. But you know what? Them Jordans at Champs that are on sale finally,
Right.
will look so good on my feet. Right,
but,
right,
like,
Jarvis.
I find that even people with like the most money,
Yeah.
they will take their time to pay for whatever it is. And like being in design, like and with the interior design business, I have like clients that have like money. I'd be like, hey, just want to remind you that this was due so we could. Hey, like it's like you got money. It's not like
Or when you, or it's the reverse. You owe someone $50. They will call you, send you letter after letter, but you owe them 10 grand. Take your time paying it. It's cool. We have a payment arrangement. You know what I mean? Set a payment plans.
Do we know like the details of him on? Like I know a lot of people say, "Oh, you owe the IRS a certain amount of money," and sometimes it's not that you didn't pay them. Sometimes it's that whoever did your taxes got. You know what I'm saying?
All the
Yeah.
time. That's
yeah,
really
so,
what happens.
So yeah, and so then you've been audited, and
Right.
then they find all these discrepancies, and maybe Nelly at the time when he was at his height had an accountant that is no longer on payroll now because he's not bringing in the coins that he
Wow.
once was, and so therefore he ain't got no audit insurance, and so he just got to pay this money back. You know what I'm saying?
That's normally the case. It's bad accounting on, like, think about
like
Tony Braxton.
Yeah,
and
it
all-
always sounds like they just not paying, and that's,
But I mean, I feel like Wesley
think Wesley
Snipes did not pay.
I'm pretty sure that's what that was.
Wesley-
He didn't pay his
Like,
taxes.
okay.
He said, "You know what? Nah, they ain't getting my money. Nah,
They ain't getting a dime out of me.
But we wish Wesley. We wish Wesley and Nelly all the best.
Indeed we do.
We do.
I didn't jump in on that
Which
hashtag.
I did my part today.
Did you?
I turned on my Apple Music and went to Nelly's top songs and just let them play today. And then I tweeted, "Do
Which
your
one did you
part."
play? If you want to ride with me,
I did that, and I played like there was a bunch of songs. I was
Yeah,
like,
Rock
I
the Mic
about,
remix.
Right.
I forgot
Air
about
Force One.
I forgot
Stomping in
about
my
the
Air
Tim
Force
McGraw
One.
song. I was like, oh, he did a
Need
country
to
song.
pair.
Oh yes, I need to pair. So I can send in my Air Force One.
Hey.
Why y'all do like me?
No,
I
no.
don't know why. Y'all.
Dude, man, music. Oh God, the 2000s were great.
Okay, so this other song that this other story that I'm in love with. As a person who works in news, I love stories that require news people to say things that they shouldn't have to say. This story about Teacher Bay gives me every piece of life. Like, I love that Time.com had to do a story with hashtag Teacher Bay in it.
Bay.
I love that. If you're not familiar with the story, this woman in Atlanta, her name is Paris Monroe. She posted a photo of herself.
Isn't that a stripper name? Like a
For
great-
sure, like
didn't say
Diamond,
that.
like Diamond,
high-end
I did
stripper
not
name.
say that.
like Diamond, like Diamond Lewis.
No, but like it was definitely like, oh, is her real name Paris Monroe? I was wondering that. But anyway, she posted a photo of her wearing this dress. It's like a knee-length dress.
Bodycon.
It's a body contoured shape kind of dress. She looks great.
It's a nude pink.
It's
Very Kim Kardashian.
Right. It's definitely something from the Kardashian collection or Kardashian adjacent available at Sears. So she posts the photo and she's got like her fingers up doing like the peace sign or whatever. And she posts the photo. She's got on stiletto heels. She's clearly standing on like the little carpet that they have like in a kindergarten class.
Yeah.
And so she posts the photo. And then people started getting mad saying like she was dressed too sexy, that she didn't have no business dressing like that. And then the school district comes out and says that they've addressed it with her, that she needs to make sure that she dresses appropriately. The photo is on our Facebook page, by the way. If you go to facebook.com/getbacktoreality with the number 2, that's facebook.com/getbacktoreality. You can see it. My challenge with this is like, yeah, she looks
I think she looks great.
I think
looks
she's
great.
phenomenal.
she has a voluptuous shape,
And that's the issue.
and that's the problem
And
that
that's
they
the
have.
issue.
It's like if this was a white woman
With no
that did
no
not,
ass,
that did
no
not,
titties.
that wasn't just shaped like her,
Right.
then it would not have been a problem. And
sure wouldn't.
what I really was hoping for was that other teachers who had that dress on in a photo would post their photos and be like, but this wasn't a problem when I did it.
Yeah, you know, so Teacher Bay has been like trending all week, right? And
Right.
people have been talking about Teacher Bay, and yeah, it's amazing that Time actually jumped on this too. But here's the thing. I love Brett. Just kidding. No.
I love you so much right now.
I was
Brett!
just, I know,
Yeah.
Brett with the T. I was just in Albuquerque, New Mexico, and I went to my little nephew. He's 6, and he's 5. I'm sorry, he's in kindergarten, and so I went to go pick him up from school and check out the teachers and stuff like that because my nephew's biracial, so I want to make. And a lot of people in states, and I hate to say this, but don't know how to deal with biracial kids, and there's really nothing differently than we deal with the white kid, but they automatically think because your child's biracial they have to deal with them differently, or it's a very weird phenomenon. So, and I looked at this teacher, I thought, girl, you could like do something with yourself, like maybe brush your hair. Teacher Bay looks amazing, okay?
Yeah.
And what I don't like
So
is
shady.
how we're all focused on how she looks, but she's probably a damn good teacher, and those kids don't give a damn what she's wearing. Like I wish I had a Teacher Bay in high school. I would be in 3rd period every day if I had a Teacher Bay in high school.
So my friend Shane, who I think will be on the show next week, he is straight male. He's a dad. Has like I think Cole's son is like 3 years old. He was like, I'll tell you what, I'd be excited about parent-teacher conference. And I was like, see, that's the problem. All of y'all are looking at her and like looking at her shape and thinking about how sexy she is. I was like, but then I wonder like, oh, what about like high school boys? And last week we were talking about the high school girl who had on the Black Lives Matter t-shirt and they made her take it off and because they said it was distracting. I'm like, okay, but like who gets to decide what's distracting?
Who draws exactly?
Whose discretion is that
I
left
think
up
if
to?
it was an equally like attractive male teacher who had on like a nice fitting trouser or jean and a shirt, and he posted a picture,
Muscles
and everybody
bulging
was like.
and-
But
bulge.
even, just if he was like what we consider like a hunk, I don't think he would have got what you're doing is inappropriate.
Sure.
Or, so I think it's something, I think that we're just uncomfortable with like, one, the female form in a sexy way. And two, in the black female, like the
Black females are more
female
voluptuous.
form, but I just think that it's just like another way to like tear
Of course.
a woman down,
Absolutely.
and it's just kind of like go. But what's so crazy about me is 2 weeks ago we watched Tiana Taylor on TV naked, basically, naked, and everybody was like, she gave me life."
Right.
Why isn't this teacher
Exact-
giving you
because
life?
I'll tell you why this teacher's not giving. It's because it's the setting of which the teacher is in. You're going to have conservative. Tiana Taylor was in the realm of Kanye West, who is artistic, and it's a different medium. It's a music video. She looked like a
You're
cat.
saying the setting makes a big difference.
Absolutely, because this is a teacher that's teaching children. So the minute you throw children into anything, it becomes like there's all it's very. And I say this because with my nephew, we're just so protective of children, as we should be. But because of the way she looks dealing with children, conservative people were the first people that were making an issue about this. And the conservative people, middle America people, are the ones who are namely the most vocal when it comes to anything. Ryan Lochte, they're the ones that are going to open their mouths. And then two, social media, people get real brave behind a keyboard and things go viral very quickly on social media. So the reason why we didn't tear down Teyana Taylor is because, one, it was art, it was a music video. The realm it was in was more acceptable. But there's also children now that are attached to this whole thing.
And I'm not looking for us to tear down Teyana Taylor to make it fair. I'm just saying that I'm sure before Teacher Bay went viral, more children saw Teyana Taylor's naked cat body and her having sex with her baby's daddy. You get what I'm saying? Then people see the possible 30 kids that see Teacher Bay, Paris Monet, or whatever her name is.
Paris Monroe.
I and I'm saying this, and I'm also saying I went to school. I was a teacher. And when you're an attractive woman, like I think about that being like a slimmer woman. There's just certain things that my more voluptuous friends, like we could put on the same thing. I'll never forget. I went to a male friend's house, and him and his wife were living there, and I didn't have on a bra in my shirt. It was the summertime, and it was a shirt that required you wear no bra. And my friend who was voluptuous, like Teacher Bay, had on a braless top as well. And everybody, all the women were like, I don't really like her. She came in here without a bra. They said nothing about her personality, nothing about her intelligence, nothing about anything else except she came in here with no bra. And I had to say, well, I don't have on a bra either. But I'm not intimidating any of you. I'm not. Do you get what I'm saying?
For sure. I do think, though, that you said about men that there's a double standard. Well, at my job, there's certain times where I wear a tighter fitting pant, and I've been told in comments by customers.
Let's explain where you work.
Well, I work for a Fortune 500 company, so let's leave it there. And people come in.
Oh, I thought you were talking about the show.
No, I know my regular 9 to 5, the hustle 9 to 5,
right? And
I've been pulled aside at least 3 times in the last year and a half. Been told that your pants are too tight; they're very revealing, and I'm just like. I'm just wearing, the trend is to wear tighter fitting pants. Like men should wear clothes that fit them. So I think that people that are insecure with their body, I don't see nothing offensive by a man with a big butt, hell, a big bulge, a woman with a big if it's hot, it's hot. And people that are offended by that, it's because it's an insecurity that's
something about them
themselves.
Right.
It's like when I really looked at the picture, and the dress, beside it being bodycon, is a pretty conservative dress.
It is. It's very
not
long.
Cut low.
There's no cleavage.
It comes to the knee.
No.
Her shoulder is covered. Yeah.
It is a pretty conservative. Even her heel isn't even a high heel, a super high. It's not a stiletto.
She's not giving you
it's
Friday
like a
night
3-inch.
realness.
Yeah.
You get what I'm saying? It seemed like she going day to night. Like, I just
Okay.
And
I don't
again,
know. I don't want to live in a world where they discriminate against Teacher Bay.
right.
Yes. That's all I'm saying.
Mic dropped.
I want to. We'll wrap that up right there. But I want the presidential candidate to come out and say, "I don't want us to live in a world where we discriminate against Teacher Bay."
Have Hillary being like, and now Teacher Bay.
What I really want to hear, I want to hear Hillary Clinton say the words Teacher Bay. That's all I want. Okay. we're going to move on. I want to talk to you both about the things that you're working on, what you're doing, and where people can find you. So, Zainab, we'll go with you first.
Okay.
I told you the last time you were here, like, I don't ever want to refer to a comedian again as hilarious, because I feel like every show you go on, it's like, oh, the hilarious Zainab Johnson.
Yeah.
So the incredibly funny and super talented and gorgeous and like amazing Zainab Johnson. Tell people what you've been up to.
I have been doing a lot. I do my own podcast, as Jarrett knows, which is called Just Friends.
Just Friends.
It's co-hosted.
I can't even get that high.
It's co-hosted with another male comedian friend of mine, and it's a relationship podcast. And we started out as just like two single ass people giving relationship advice.
Yeah.
And so that's on iTunes.
Yeah, I was gonna say what I love about your show, and you guys can find it on iTunes. Type in "Just Friends" and you'll see them come up. You guys have a great photo on your
Thank you.
podcast.
I got to
as well.
change it though now that I'm growing his hair.
Now
back.
that you got long hair.
Yeah.
But what I love about the show is it's about a straight man and a straight woman who are just friends, and
Yeah.
like I listen like from the beginning, and like I kept thinking to myself, okay, so at some point. These two, and like I know you get asked that a good amount, but like Sydney's now dating someone else. You guys are how many episodes in? Almost 50, right?
40 something. Yeah,
40. So like, what has been the feedback that you get most frequently on your show?
I think with me, the way people talk to men and women is so differently.
Mm-hmm.
I think a lot of guys go to Sydney, like, so I mean, like, well, you doing a podcast to get with Zaynab? Which is so crazy to me. Like, do people actually? I guess guys, I don't know. Do people actually like do jobs just to get with? Like,
he's like
absolutely.
Jarvis is over here shaking his head. I mean, nodding his head. Yes, yes.
But I think that the people who talk to me, they know my relationship with Sydney is strictly platonic, and so I don't really get questioned about it. I think that my energy on the podcast is very clear.
Oh, it's very clear.
You know?
The longer you listen, you're like, Zaynab ain't here for that. She ain't here for that. She ain't gonna be here for that.
But it is really fun because we do a lot of like role playing on the podcast.
Ooh, role playing, yeah.
Yeah, we do a lot of
Jason,
role playing.
come back.
Ooh, role playing.
And we just have a lot of fun. I think a lot of us are guilty of saying what we would do in a situation that we've never been in. And so I find myself saying like adamantly, I would be this way, this way, this way in this scenario, and how my life works. The scenario plays out shortly after I tape the podcast. I'm like, oh, I guess not. I guess I'm not a strong bitch. I'll be letting these men get away with shit. So.
I wish you guys could see her hands on her hips. I guess I let people get away with this shit. I guess I'm not a strong bitch. I think that's quote of the night. I guess I'm not a strong
everything.
bitch.
You just gave my whole existence.
Right. I love that. So tell people again the name of the show where they can find it.
Just Friends. You can find it on iTunes. And we upload every Monday, first thing in the morning. So yeah, listen to us, subscribe, tell a friend. I'm a comedian. You guys, we're like live, right?
Yeah.
Yeah. So this Saturday I'm at the Hollywood Improv, 10 p.m. show. Come check me out there. If you ever want to know where I'm performing, you can always go to my website or Zaynab Johnson on whatever,
That's
social media.
ZAINAB.
Yes.
Do not mess it up.
Yes, and I did some stand-up on MTV that should be coming out. It's called Acting Out.
Nice.
And that should be coming out this fall. And I just recently taped in a show for HBO, stand-up show, which I'm not sure if I've made the cut.
Right. Is this the All Deaf?
Yeah.
Okay,
the
so
All
I
Deaf
saw you
comedy.
doing the Russell
Yeah.
Simmons situation. That was great.
Yeah. It was a nice time.
Your name sounds like it would be in like Zaynab Johnson.
Yeah, no, it's
I
a
made
good
sure
name.
they say it just like that.
It's a good name. It's a good name.
Yeah,
And so that comes out in November, a week before Election Day. Why did I say that? I don't know.
Get life.
Yeah, but I'm not sure if I'm on it, but check it out anyway. There's a bunch of funny comedians.
Sweet. All right, so make sure to end on social media one more time.
Zaynab Johnson, ZAINAB Johnson.
On Twitter.
I assume you can
yeah.
spell Johnson.
You would think. You would think.
Girl, you'd be surprised.
Oh,
Speaking of
J-O-H-N-S.
right, I was gonna say.
So with the G,
Speaking of Johnsons, we'll move over to Jason Carter.
Fitting.
Jason, people probably know you most regularly from
Little Billy the Purple Anteater Eater on Nickelodeon.
not that one, the different show. You're probably most known, I should say, as one of the pit crew on RuPaul's Drag Race.
That is me. That's true, Jarrett. Yeah.
And where?
Yeah.
Talk to people about working on RuPaul's Drag Race.
Oh my gosh. Jarrett, people always ask me that. They're like, what is it like? It's like Skittles. It's very festive. It's lots of fun.
It's like Skittles.
You never know what you're gonna get. You know what I mean?
Yeah,
you know,
yeah.
never know what's gonna come out the bag. It is a competition show, so a lot of things were very sequestered.
Sure.
To protect the integrity of the show. Rue is fantastic. Rue. God. What's so funny is. I used to watch the RuPaul show back in the 90s.
On VH1.
Yeah, and then I remember Supermodel. RuPaul's always been in the there. And,
absolutely.
and then now I get to work next to this legend, and I have conversations with this legend, and be inspired by this legend. And he's for sure changed my life. And I don't do much on the show, but walk out and be like, hey, here you go, and leave.
You walk around in some underwear.
In some underwear, you know.
No one's mad at it.
Yeah, but it's just an awesome experience, and I love the messages that this show is putting out into the universe for people, and the love and just. It wasn't until I got on Drag Race that I really became connected with the LGBT community, because I'm from Albuquerque, New Mexico. I mean, there is a huge now, but when I first came out, that was in 2001, I'm sorry, there wasn't what we have now wasn't back then. And it was being gay or being bisexual, trans, whatever, wasn't really as accepted, you know, as the way it is now. It's not as commercial, and I hate to say that, but the LGBT community is commercial sometimes. It's very like trendy. It's like, oh, you know, you have to have the gay component, you know. So, but being on Drag Race has definitely opened my eyes so much to just so much wonderful, amazing things, and the show's so much fun, and drag is, people think it's just men dressing up in dresses, but what they don't realize is that drag is a multi-million dollar industry, and the people who do it are so talented and sacrifice so much of themselves to bring you this art form, because damn it, drag is an art form.
Well, I want to say, you were talking on RuPaul being a legendary, and RuPaul has always been like in a part of the zeitgeist that I'm in, and I've always thought RuPaul was one of the most talented, like funny, quick-witted people on television as a talent. And so it is mind-blowing to me that this was the first year that RuPaul was nominated as a host and won and made history in winning. And I want to give like all the congratulations to Ru for winning this year, winning the Creative Arts Emmy. Excuse me. But also, I've listened to Ru's podcast. Ru has a podcast. What's the Tea with Michelle Visage. You've actually been on that show. And so if you guys are looking for other podcasts, make sure to check out Just Friends, but also RuPaul. RuPaul's What's the Tea with Michelle Visage. It's a great show. And I mean, I've just always been impressed by the wisdom that came from RuPaul, but also like the quick wit and the gorgeous like costumes and all of the creativity.
My God. You know, Jarrett, you hit the nail on the head. No, I'm sorry not to cut you off, but but for like some of Ru's best one-liners and Ru's best stuff is left on the cutting room floor. But you know, in conversations with RuPaul, just the wisdom that emanates from this man is just like, wow. And he always speaks with intention. Like he'll be like, you know, Zainab, you're so stunning today, and you're stunning every day, but right now your glow is just doing everything for me. Thank you for that. And it's so genuine, and it's never like, he's never going to talk to you and bullshit you. He doesn't have time for that. Why? He's RuPaul. Why does he have to do that? And I've asked him, like, Ru, you're the most famous drag queen in the world. Did you ever think that your life would be this? And he'll say, yes. I didn't know what. I knew something like this would happen. Didn't know when, but I always knew we would come to this moment together. And it's just so powerful. I'm all spitting on myself. It's amazing. But Drag Race is great.
So you also do some stuff in Albuquerque as well.
I do a lot of stuff in Albuquerque.
Talk to us about the other stuff that we see you doing.
Absolutely, Jared. Well, I'm a host as well. I was a radio jockey for 10 years, and then I also did television back home in Albuquerque. I have a Telly Award for Outstanding Television Broadcast. I won back in 2001, and that's what really I started hosting back when I was 16. So. Summer of 2014, they called me up and were like, hey, do you want to come and host Good Day New Mexico for 6 months? You know, we're looking for new talent, and would you be open to doing that? And I was like, yes, because I was going back home. But also, sometimes you have to take 2 steps back to get that one half step forward.
Sure.
It was such a life-changing experience for me, and not life-changing in the sense like, oh my God, you know, but just being in the space as talent. We are so underappreciated and we're so abused by this industry, directly and indirectly, meaning that we go to auditions, we're told, oh, you know what? You're not black enough, or you're not urban, or you're too gay, or you're whitewashed, or all this bullshit we get all the time. And you're never around people who actually just appreciate you for you and the talent that you bring to the table. And they're happy to see you. And then they know that whatever nugget of talent that you have that you're going to share with us today is worth something that's valuable. In LA, that's far and few between. So, I mean, for real, let's keep it real. So, going to New Mexico was such an eye-opening experience for me because, one, I got to work on a scale that's not LA, that's not high budget, it's very, small town news like you did in Tampa. But therein lies you cutting your teeth and getting to the thick of it and really knowing what you're made out of. And I think that's what talent needs. So I was very thankful to do Good Day New Mexico and also do a lot of hosting stuff here in LA.
Very nice. And so tell people again where they can find you before we move on.
You can find me on Twitter at JJCForever. Also on Instagram at Jason Carter Official. I follow back. Man, people like, you follow too many people. But who am I? If you want to follow me, why not follow you back? That's what social media is about, right? Unless you got like a really weird picture.
Well, right.
Yeah,
Sometimes
some people I'll be like,
No, I'm good, actually. I'm good. All right, so make sure you guys go check out the work that both Zainab and Jason are doing. And you can find the RuPaul podcast, as I said, RuPaul, What's the Tea with Michelle Visage. It's a great show. So it's time for the situationship. Are you guys ready?
Yeah.
Let's get it.
It's the situationship.
That's right. It's time for the situationship. We're doing a remix. Okay, both of you guys are so turned up every time we hit music
Because you guys have the jams.
So we are doing a situationship remix because we've been away for so long. Like we don't have like a ton of letters from people anymore. So if you want to send us letters, you can send us a letter right now. Either go to our website at getbacktoreality.com. That's getbacktoreality with the number 2.com. And there's a link right there. You can send us letters, or you can shoot me an email at jarrett@jarretthill.com. So what we're going to do for the remix is we've done this a couple of times before, and I really, really like it. On Essence Magazine, they have Dear Abiola, where you can go and send her a letter about your relationship. We are going to go through that letter. We will give our advice and then go back and see what Abiola said and see if it matches up. All right? Okay, so this letter says, Dear Abiola, I've been dating this guy for almost 18 months, and I know he's cheating on me. We can really stop right there. What else is there?
Right, you know.
He says it's my fault because I gained 25 pounds since we've been together. I don't even want to look in the mirror anymore because I feel so fat and disgusting. We haven't had sex in a few months. My boyfriend says he'll pay for me to get a gastric bypass just so he can touch me again. I do love him, and I think once I lose the weight, we'll be back to normal. The worst part is, the more he stresses me about being too fat, the more I eat.
I knew you were going to say that.
I mean, yes. And yes, I used to be a pretty woman. So should I let him pay for the surgery? Signed, I hate this name. She signs Fatty McFatty. This is really, really, this has so many layers to it.
Self-deprecating.
No, there's no layer okay, first of all, layer. I wouldn't say layers, but what that letter says. Okay, wait, we're supposed to comment on this, right?
Sure.
Okay,
yes.
okay.
What is your advice?
Is that what we're doing? Okay. I would, first of all, she needs to figure out everything she said in that letter basically says that she's nothing without him, which is a clear deflection of her own self-esteem. So for her to even stay in a relationship, she says, I love him, but for her to stay in a relationship with a guy that is that shallow, that only sees her as just an object, not as a person.
As a body that he doesn't like.
She needs to find it within herself to cut him loose and work on her because she's allowing him to have all the power and control her reality. You know, she says he's willing to pay for me to get gastric bypass surgery. Why would he not be willing to pay? Why would what he should be doing is, baby, I love you. If you want to work out, let me get you a trainer and pay for you to get a trainer. Weight Watchers, things that are more healthy versus
bread. Sorry, go ahead.
But like
Weight Watchers, I'm thinking.
I love Brett. But
Right.
yeah, because she said, I mean, that letter screams is, I hate myself. I'm insecure with myself. I need a man to validate my existence.
What I think is interesting in this letter is she says in here at least once or twice, I do love him, but she never says he does love me.
Exactly.
And so she doesn't talk about how he treats her well. She just talks about his perspective on her, and she doesn't really talk about how she feels about herself. And she says she's gained 25 pounds. The idea that you need gastric bypass after 25 pounds.
That's what I was thinking.
She needs to get away from this fool.
I completely agree with you. It's like, it's so obvious that the problem is her.
Right.
You know, and the weight is probably just a reflection of the problem.
Absolutely.
You know what I'm saying? Like, no self-love.
The problem is her, or the problem is him?
No. The problem is he's just a variable.
Right.
The problem is
I got
her.
you. Come
Yeah,
on.
the problem is her. She's allowing that
It's not-
variable.
the problem
Allowing.
is not. The problem has nothing to do with her weight. Is what we're saying. I got you.
The weight is just another symptom. He's a symptom. The weight is a symptom.
Sure.
You know, of her lacking love. But if I worked within her illness, right? It's simple. He said he was going to pay for gastric bypass. What's the problem? Let's see if that's a solution.
Because
he still don't love you. Well, then let's figure it out. You know what I'm saying?
So you're saying. Wait, so what is your advice here? What are you saying? Because I thought I had you, and I was like, wait, I lost you at the end.
Yeah, like, okay, so let's say we operate in her delusion.
Okay.
Right? Because I completely agree with what you guys are saying, where this is just ridiculous. But let's say we live in You know, what's ridiculous? She said, he said he'll get me gastric bypass so that he can touch me again. Okay, let's go get it.
Okay,
And then what?
Yeah,
and then what?
and then
Exactly.
I
what?
got you. And then the next,
Yeah, and
then the
then
next
what?
issue that's a symptom
Yes.
will come
It's
up.
the
I got
sagging
you.
skin
Okay.
from the
Yes.
gastric bypass.
Right.
I want to see what brother looks like though. I mean, you know what I'm
come
saying? Like,
on.
there's not. I cannot stand when you watch shows like. Remember Jerry Springer? How he like, well, my wife this and that. When he like, dude's missing 5 teeth, smells like bacon. You know what I mean? Like, it's just
Ooh, bacon.
what, no, or oh no, hot dog water.
Well,
You
we
know
used
what I
to
mean?
oh God, not hot dog water. No, I remember when I was on the news every day, like we would get letters in from people who would have like a complaint about the shirt that I was wearing, or they didn't like the host's hair or the dress that she had on, and like I remember her like. She wasn't responding to the email like to the person, but she just said out loud like, "What does this fool look like?" And like I always think about like we always have so much to say about what in this case like you have so much to say about what your partner looks like, but like what do you look like? And like
Exactly.
not even that like that's a fundamental problem in the situation, but it's like just like take a step back.
Like, just, like have a seat.
I'm gonna strongly disagree with her saying I used to be pretty.
Right.
I
That
think
devastates
pretty,
me.
Well, I mean that
hurts.
Her saying that is devastating because you know what I'm saying. She looks at herself and doesn't find herself attractive. But I just don't believe that you can be a pretty woman and then weight can change that.
No,
Does that make sense?
Absolutely.
Okay.
for
So
sure.
it's like
Beauty's
no,
not
like
about your
like
weight.
I don't even think. Like I think she like not only is he messed up to her, but she's messed up to herself.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? Like
I for sure. I was in a very I'm sorry, not to make this about me, but just to correlate the story. My first gay relationship, the first guy I ever dated was super duper abusive. Like would call me, would spat on me, call me racial slurs, said I was so ugly, just like messed up. And because I was so young, because of how I was raised and being in the closet, my parents were divorced, you have all these insecurities that just you believe that because you've been told when you can't be who you are, you be because you can't be who you are, so you be what people want you to be, right?
Yeah.
So
yes.
he said, you know, you're ugly, you're this, you're that, blah, 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 blah. And then it wasn't until I turned that around and said, you know, I'm not this, I'm not that I evolved and changed. And even it's a growing process, but I learned to love myself, you know? So I feel like the point I'm making is, there's a really good
She
point
needs
I'm
to
making.
love herself.
What was I saying?
No, that she... None of this is gonna. Even if she gets gastric bypass and gets skinny, she's always gonna see herself as that overweight girl. She's always gonna see herself with all these issues until she maybe get some therapy, do something. But it's just this. It'll be a vicious cycle because if it's not one thing, it's another.
So we have to call the question, and then we'll see what Abiola said because we're almost out of time. Calling the question, what's your final piece of advice for this person, Zainab?
Leave him.
Leave him.
Yeah, absolutely.
Yeah, drop that zero and
Yeah.
find yourself.
Find yourself.
Yeah,
No
word.
hero.
No
Find
hero,
yourself.
find
Yes.
yourself. Yeah,
Period.
Preach.
I think my final piece is definitely like the issues that you really need to work out are way bigger than him.
Yeah, way bigger.
And you need to
Deflection
bounce.
right now. She's deflecting a lot,
Exactly.
and she doesn't know it.
Exactly. You're seeing yourself through his eyes and not through yours, which is just
Dangerous.
That just hurts me. Going to Abiola's letter, she says, "Dear Queenie McQueen, first of all, I refuse to call you fatty. Second of all, I have a quick way for you to lose about 190 pounds. Get rid of your so-called boyfriend."
Boom.
She goes on to say, "You deserve better. The best surgery is to cut this quote man loose. Goddess. When a woman gains that much weight in such a short period of time, she's trying to build a wall around herself." This letter is really good. I'm actually going to put it on our Facebook page so that you can if you find yourself in this story, then you can get something out of it for yourself. So
I love that.
yeah, that's
The weight is the protection.
yeah. Well, and I mean we've heard of that before with women that say that women who have experienced like molestation or some kind of abuse, they will gain weight, and a lot of therapists will say like that is a way to keep people away from you. That
Yes.
to give you a barrier. So that's heavy duty.
Heavy duty.
All right, so ladies, gents, I think we're just about out of time.
This has been fun.
This is
We got to do this again.
We got to do this again.
He working on being a favorite.
Well, Jason, when you come back, I'll let you be the favorite.
Okay, and I can go to the fridge and get my own drinks, right?
Exactly. We will. We're gonna see you guys both next week. Once again, tell people where they can find you, Zainab.
At Zainab Johnson, ZAINABJOHNSON.
All right. And Jason?
On Instagram at Jason Carter Official and on Twitter at JJC Forever.
All right. And I'm Jarrett Hill. This is Back to Reality. You can find us online at Get Back to Reality everywhere on social media. That's Get Back to Reality with the number 2. And you can get getbacktoreality.com. Thank you so much for being here. We appreciate you both being here.
Thank you,
and
Jarrett.
having a
Had a blast.
conversation with us. And thank you for listening. Make sure you subscribe. Make sure you comment. Make sure that you participate in the conversations that we're having on Facebook. Until next time, I'm Jarrett Hill. We'll see you next time.